Good morning. My name is Kory and I am starting the 90-day public speaking challenge. It has been shown to me by a number of my friends that if you go through 90 days of filming a short video, 5 to 7 minutes, eventually you're going to get to some really good material and perhaps hone your own skills. A number of my friends have done this for their 90-day periods, and here I am, Johnny come lately. I can't explain it. But what has happened is I am confronting some fear. What if I'm not good enough? What if whatever I have to say is just irrelevant or silliness, bunk, the whole 9 yards? But I have to start. And I can't get better without starting. I can sit on the sidelines, I can sit on the bench, but I won't improve unless I get up off my butt and commit to 90 days of this. So, I have to acknowledge the fact that I am a little scared. I've been speaking now as a semi-professional for more than a decade, and I've won a lot of awards. Those things are neat, but when you're talking about making differences in people's lives in the real world, you have to find out where people are. You have to understand what their pain is and how you can help them achieve. You've got to help them find a way to achieve a place where that pain isn't theirs anymore. So over the course of the next 90 days, I suppose I'm going to find out about storytelling. I'm going to be listening for good stories, trying to find solutions to things that are important to me as well as important to other people. So the journey is going to begin. And I hope that some of you decide to follow me and some of you will take the challenge yourselves. But we can't improve again without confronting the things that are holding us back. So I'm going to be brave and confront that and move forward. A little bit about me. I'm 51, almost 52, and I have recently stumbled into some discoveries that I had never thought about. First of all, 2 days ago, my high school choir director passed away, and that was a shock. He was 81. His name is Larry Kelley. And Mr. Kelley was the absolute coolest cat ever, and he taught us about diversity and inclusion long before it was a buzzword. This was the late 70s, early 80s, early 80s as opposed to late 70s. And he did a phenomenal job of promoting women and people of color to make a strong show choir. And he did it in such a way that I never considered what he had done until he was gone. 5 hours a day, well, let's say 10 hours or so a week, I was in Mr. Kelley's choir room. And we would sing. There was chamber music, there was pop music, there was show choir music, and the room was one of the safest rooms ever. There was no bullying there. People saw each other for who they were. There were jocks and nerds and emo kids, and we all came together to sing. So maybe that's the universal power of music, but I'd also like to think that it was the marvelous stewardship of Mr. Kelley bringing us all together, all those disparate voices, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, and a few of folks with some off-tune voices to bring us together to create beautiful music. He's gone now, and the best I can say is that we're not going to see another one like him, and that we're not going to see another cat like that. And long before we had to have these pushes for diversity and inclusion in the workplace, we were working together as a team. And sometimes my friend, a couple of friends, and I would be the only black people at the show choir competitions, but we were always safe together. And maybe there would be one person, another person of color that we might see in the competition, but we always went out of our way to introduce ourselves and say, it's going to be all right. So in the healing power of music, and for Mr. Kelley's memory, I say to you, what are you doing to reach out to other people? People that don't look like you, people that may not feel welcome, people that just don't know where they stand. Are you making it a good, safe place for them to say, you can be exactly who you are and it doesn't matter? Or I can see your gifts and I can pull your gifts into the music that we're making. My eldest son, Xavier, is one of my 5 loves of my life. I have 5 kids. But my show choir experience was so important to me that I made sure that Xavier joined Good Time Company. That's our show choir title. So that Xavier joined the Good Time Company when he was a student at Iowa City West High. And I wanted him to understand that feeling of belonging and that you had a place. And so, Mr. Kelley, thank you so much for giving me a place. I come from a state called Iowa, and I'm very proud to be in Iowa. And many times in many places, Iowa isn't the most inclusive of places. But for me, Mr. Kelley, you did so much about making me feel good. I don't sing all that often anymore. I speak a lot more. I tell jokes, and I love being on stage. And I couldn't have done that without you. Or maybe I could have, but it would have been a lot more difficult. So day 1 of the 90-day challenge, I guess, is up for me. I'm going to go to Wisconsin and see my sons and love them up a little bit and remind them that there's a place for them in this world. My parents did that. I'm going to do it. But I'm reminded of how important that was by my dear, dear mentor, Mr. Kelley. Maybe you are going to take this challenge, and if so, hit me up. We'll talk again soon. Tomorrow even. Maybe I'll have a story for you to share then. Sayonara.